Hello there, this is RJB for RJB TV, and today I'm going to give you a small look behind the scenes of how I select my replays. So first thing I do is I go to create a game, although it is kind of lagging a bit because Battle.net isn't that fast. So I just type some random ass title and password so that nobody else joins. Then I go to the fastest map folder. And today I'm feeling like casting some JH. So let's go to JH's map. There's a lot of replays in here. And yeah, let's just look for something. What do I have of this guy that we can party with? Because it's time to party. I want some action. You want some action. We all want some action. Let's go to the end of 2020, where JH was playing on the name Kokanee because he is a Kokanee fanboy, apparently. And let's see who we're gonna place him up against. Hamburger Sasu against JH actually would be a lot of fun to watch. So how about we do some Hamburger Sasu against JH? That would honestly be kind of fun. But there's also Rabbit against JH. That's also kind of fun. Let's just see so many replays in this folder. So many replays. Not sure what to pick. It's honestly difficult to select something. Let's go with Rooftop. Rooftop. I don't know who this guy... Wait, I do. I do know who this guy is. But I think this is gonna be somewhat fun and entertaining. Just believe in me. Alright, so we're gonna go in. Rooftop, or the player Roof, who is, I believe, the player Ameba City. Not too sure who he actually is, so don't quote me on that one. But here we got Voss, also known as JH. On the... Something is wrong with the interface here? Oh wait, I noticed something with the interface. Like, if I click my middle mouse button and scroll all the way to the side, this all here becomes unlocked on the side. Let's not do that anymore. Let's just do it. Yeah, that's fixed. Sorry for all the small little distractions. I just noticed that the interface was being weird. So ignore all that. Let's get back to the match. We've got Roof here on the Protoss. He's a Protoss expert, some would say. Although, you guys probably aren't that familiar with Roof. So me saying that he's a Protoss expert doesn't really say that much, because he might just as well not be a Protoss expert and might get completely exposed by JH here. Who knows? I don't. JH here on the Terran, the yellow Terran right next to him. What's gonna happen here? I'm not sure. We are seeing Roof starting out with Double Gateway because he's on a middle spawn location, and because when you're on a middle spawn location, going for cannons first there in the choke without any gateway support is kind of risky, because a lot of these Terran players, they like going for an 8 barracks, and with their 8 barracks they have that Marine out about 14 seconds faster, and they immediately start scouting with that Marine. And if that Marine just happens to find the choke here while the cannons are still being warped in, the Terran has the opportunity to go for some early harassment, which will force the Protoss to pull some of their probes off the minerals, which of course throws a wrench in their plans. Everything will be thrown off the tracks. It's not going to happen here because he's being led around the base, his own base, by a probe. The Marine there, where there's actually an SV there out on the middle, is going to find this base here, but there's 2 zealots on the way, which are going to keep the Marines and the SVs at bay. So, with little move to sway, we won't be seeing much damage dealt here. The SV there gets on top of the probes, gonna get information, gonna just keep running back and forth while the Zealots are leaving the base, and they're gonna go put the pressure up on Voss, who is sneaking his Marines around his exit because he knows those Zealots are gonna be coming in. He's gonna try to sneak in and attack those probes with those 2 Marines, while these 2 Zealots are gonna try to do the exact same thing. They're gonna attack some Marines, or maybe just keep standing there in the front. He knows something is up. He knows something is up because usually you would be seeing Marines right here in the front, ready to meet and catch those Zealots. So he knows something is up by the fact that he doesn't see Marines. Although, Now 2 more Zealots are joining in. Once they get more Zealots into the base there, he's splitting them up. JH there doing something similar. Both players are trying to put a little bit of an interesting spin to the early game. They're going to try to micro around and play smart. And try to get small, tiny little advantages. Oh, JH tries to go in, but at the same time, Zealots are leaving the base. But he's gonna walk right... No, not gonna walk right past. Gets caught. Oh, he manages to make his Marines escape. But a fight here breaking out inside of Boss's base at the same time as well. 2 locations. Who is gonna win the micro battle on 2 locations? JH there manages to escape. 1 Zealot there still in the chase. The Marines are on low HP. So, ooh, he manages to walk them around there. He's gonna try to make them rendezvous, but oh no, the Marines are there, getting flanked by the Zealots and cut out into the middle. He's microing them away, but that is some hefty damage on his Marines. He's gonna try his best to micro them, but he's getting cut off. The escape path is cut off. He has to walk away from his own base instead of back to his base. So he loses a lot of Marines there. That is not what he wanted to happen. That's a very good pickup for RooF, who now has already had a supply lead, but the supply lead, well, technically he doesn't have the supply lead, but technically he also has the supply lead. His fighting force is stronger than JH's. So he's got a Cybercore finish and his Robo finishing up at the same time there as well. Marines are joining the middle once again, trying to win the fight against the Marines. He's managed, against his Zealots, he's managed to keep his Marines mostly alive by just having them walk in circles, because Zealots and Marines have about the same movement speed. So whoever just has the better movement wins the exchange. And in this case, Voss manages to avoid losing most of the Marines. He did lose a couple of them, more than I would have liked to see him lose, but he lost acceptable amounts. RooF there not giving up. His Zealot count is very low. He hasn't been making Zealots for quite a while now, because he wants to use all of his money on the robotics, on the support base, and on the Citadel to get his double Reaver shuttle finished up, alongside his Citadel of Adun finishing up the Zealot speed. No level 1 attack coming in from him though. Usually we see he's going for armor. But JH there feels that this is his time to go. He knows the Reavers are going to spawn very soon, and he saw that there's a pretty low Zealot count. And he's also pretty lucky there. There's a very low amount of cannons there in the front, but he's going to have to be fast, because the Reavers are about 5 or 6 or maybe 7 seconds away from spawning, maybe less. He goes in, he knows the timing window, he knows he has to go now, he knows he has to strike while the iron is hot. Zealots are going down because they were already on low HP. Cannons going down as well. Reavers spawn just in time. He sees the Reavers, pulls back, because he knows that with the Reaver Shuttle Micro, those Marines don't stand a chance. He had a small little opportunity to try and dash in and snipe the shuttle, but then he would, of course, forsake all of his Marines, and having no Marines left to defend would make the next wave of Shuttle Reaver very strong and very difficult to defend against. So now he's in the front there, going to tear down those depots there in the front. That is the first real attack that we're seeing from RooF here. JH there buying himself a little bit of time by sending single Marines in to catch some Scarabs. Some Zealots are joining there, but most of the Zealots went down just earlier, so his Zealot count is too low to go for a real frontal attack. He's just going for a slow and steady push, hoping to get some stuff done before the siege tank is ready. Because once the siege tank has siege mode, the Reavers can't really push forward anymore. He's gonna try those. Zealots are there to tank. Reavers have landed on the scene. The shuttle's gonna get... He's gonna try to snipe the shuttle. He's gonna try to snipe the Reavers, but ooh, the micro there is on point. But oh, is he gonna do it? Oh yeah, he's not gonna do it. He loses one Reaver. I think he still has one Reaver left alive there. The shuttle is on low HP. Almost the Reaver. Just oh, the Wraith gets both the shuttle, both the Reaver. But while all that was happening, both players have been progressing. JH has turrets on the sides, got a starport there on the way, probably going to set up some tanks up on the hill and push for the minerals. Maybe that's not what's on his mind, but RooF here is planning on keeping up the drop pressure, because we are seeing a Stargate coming out for Corsairs, and we're seeing another robotics being added on to go for the triple shuttle drop spam. I think he's going to switch over to Templars, doing some scouting there on the side, sees that he can get in. He pulls back the shuttle with the Reaver and 2 Zealots inside. 2 more shuttles have finished up. So yeah, he is gonna throw a shuttle party. But where is he gonna throw the party? On the bottom side, on the top side, in the front? I'm not sure where he's gonna go. He's gonna have to follow the shuttle. So Singularity Charge is gonna be finishing up very soon. He finished up Armor and Psionic Storm. Now getting level 1 weapon there for his ground forces, and he's moving in to go for a frontal attack there. A couple Zealots and Dragoons to support the Reaver shuttle, but the tanks there behind the bunker line and behind the depot line are actually very well spaced out. There's too much here in the front for RooF to attack into, so JH pulls back and he's gonna go for a tank drop to kill some probes. That is one of his signature moves. He is an expert at tank dropping. He will always find some way, a method. He will find a way or create it to kill some probes. But this time around, he doesn't get the money shot that he was looking for. But he's gonna keep trying and trying and trying, because now he has a pretty good grasp on what RooF's base looks like. He will find a spot to land his tanks. There's honestly a lot of spots here to land his tanks. And he's going to keep trying. RooF is putting some of his Dragoons in on the spots where he expects JH to start dropping his tanks, but the tanks are up on the hill instead. Now this is a very big drop. I count about 6 shuttles there, probably all filled up with Reavers, Templars, Zealots, and maybe even some Dragoons. Corsair there goes in prematurely, takes a lot of damage. He's going to be forced to unload on the bottom side of the base. Starts sniping the shuttles with the stim. He takes he killed 2 shuttles before they could unload anything whatsoever, but the Templars from the low ground as well. He's going to try to go in with one more shuttle. He tries to snipe the shuttle. Shuttle stays alive. Shuttle goes down. Notice Templar Storm goes down on the Marines. All the Marines have gone down, but also a lot of the money that RooF invested into getting that shuttle going, into getting the shuttle drop organized and created, has all gone down without any significant results, because JH doesn't care about losing those Marines as long as he can keep his economy going and his base being built. He wants to keep building his base. And he wants to set up pressure there on the top side of the base there with tanks upon the hills and push towards those probes. But RooF is setting up another shuttle attack. He's got air armor on the way, and level 1 weapon attack is finishing up very soon. I don't see any... Well, I see one armory there from JH. He's got a level 1 attack there on his Marines, of course, to help him snipe the shuttles. Because shuttles will usually get armor upgrade and will also benefit from this shield upgrade, so it's important to keep your anti-air, your anti-drop upgraded specifically for the shuttles, but of course you also need upgrades to fight. So it's, you know, it's common sense, but most players don't use Marines after early or mid-game. Comes in, shuttles are unloading, one shuttle makes it through, storms to the Templars, storms to the Marines. Temples are empty there, he's going to try to crawl closer and closer, kill more stuff. He's going to open up a hole there on the bottom side. The fly in one more shuttle drop. JH notices it. He's going to try to take it down. Starts to unload the Templars. Templars are storming on the Marines. Marines are trying to dodge the storms, but the storms still hit, still connect, still take down some of those Marines. So very slowly, RooF is making small amounts of progress, but JH is basically recovering very rapidly. He's managing to prevent the worst case scenario from happening. And honestly, I believe that RooF is going to have to go for carriers in this matchup. Although there's a drop coming in for the bottom side, it flies over some pylons, so it's getting spotted out there, but RooF is not responding to it. RooF is not responding to it. Tanks are unloading. This might be the dead money shot. This might be the game changer. Gets 24. Another shot gets another 3, so that's about 27 probes erased from existence. And RooF falls behind. RooF falls behind. Another drop there coming out on the bottom side. This one's going to fly in all the way. He's going to got some Templars. No Templars in there anymore. Templars were on the bottom side of the base. They unloaded a little bit too early. Managed to create a pathway once again, but the turrets are still left alive, so not the kind of pathway he wanted, but he got his shuttles all the way through. But the units that mattered were no longer inside. So that is, once again, things aren't working out too well for our Mr. RooF here, who's really trying his best to keep up with the pace. Though, I mean, he's setting the pace, but JH is managing to keep up and stay in the race. So how is RooF gonna save base here? He's gonna go in from the left side. That's the first time he's been trying the bottom side of the base every single time, and now he comes in from the left side. Temples are unloading, Zealots are unloading, Temples are on the scene. Oh my god, he sniped the Templars. He sniped the Templars with the Marines and the tanks. Although the Templar there on the side is still alive, but it goes down. He storms the units down to death. That was very risky play there, and he gives up. The game has progressed far enough for RooF to be under the impression that, nope, this is not gonna happen. He failed every single attempt so far. JH managed to deal with every single one of them expertly, although the very last one was very close to being a storm on the SCVs. But JH, with the very fast reaction time, manages to snipe that Templar before it could do any harm. So impressive play there from JH. RooF tried his best, but couldn't make his best count. But he's got a second chance. RooF once again on the Protoss on the bottom right of the map, and JH on the middle left of the map. Attempt number 2. He's getting a second chance at fame and glory. What's it gonna be, RooF? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna cook up this time? Are you gonna switch things up, or are you gonna keep things the same but execute things better than the previous time? So a small little detail here that I'm gonna point out. Because RooF is on the bottom corner, I predict he's going for a Nexus first, not going for double gateway, because it is easy to defend your choke on a corner spawn. Whereas JH here on the middle spawn is most likely gonna need more barracks than he would on a corner spawn, because there's 5 different locations or directions or angles that RooF can fly in from with his shuttles, which requires and necessitates a higher amount of Marines. He might go for 4 barracks though, not too sure, but usually 5 is the go-to number. We started off with an 8 barracks here. So the usual stuff is an early Marine and an early SCV Scout, hoping to find RooF's base. Now RooF spaces his pylon pretty far away from the entrance here. Most players built their pylon right about here. He places it all the way down here, which means he's probably going to space his cannons very far up front, but also keep the pylon out of harm's way at the same time, because sometimes players like to set up a siege tank and just fire it down on the pylon if the amount of cannons is bigger and greater than 3, in which case it will be faster to take down the pylon than to kill the cannons. And once the pylon is down, the cannons are unpowered and useless. Anyway, the SCV there, waltzing and strutting right into the base without a care, finding what he came for, the enemy, and information. So 2 assimilators there on the bottom side. He's going for an early cyber core as well. This is exactly as expected. Nexus, Forge, Choke, Cyber, Gas. Well, the gas before the Cyber. And the gateway, of course, also before the Cyber, because you need a gateway for the Cyber. But he starts mining gas. He starts harvesting and preparing for the inevitable robotics facilities that will be coming up here in the front. Whereas JH here is not doing what we usually see. What we usually see is a player, when they find the Protoss going for a choke in this specific manner, most of the time the Terrans go for 2 command centers before their academy, but here JH goes for the academy before his command centers. Also, he's getting a 4th barrack here. He's gonna lift over and got a firebat into RooF's base. He's banking on the cheese. He's gonna cheese him, and he's gonna cheese him hard. Is this gonna work? That's the question. I don't see a cannon in the back there from RooF yet, though, and the Marines here in the front are probably there to distract from the firebat that's going to come in from the bottom corner. That's the most likely scenario. Got Stim on the way, Factory also on the way, still on a single command center, now adding on command center number 2. Whereas here in RooF's base, he's going to hunt down the SCV, but not keep his Dragoon there on the bottom corner, so this is very good for JH. JH there getting the barracks over the wall, getting his Marines there up in the front. Medics are nowhere to be seen, but they're on the way. Oh no, he finds the barracks, but the cannon is... He's got a Dragoon there, so the Dragoon should be good enough in taking down the Fireman. Maybe the Zealot will be good enough. Not sure, maybe it will... Maybe the Firebat is going to get through. Cannon is on the way there, but the cannon is going to take a while to finish up. The Firebat there is finishing up right as we speak. It's going to wall... Ooh, he lifts up the barracks so that the Firebat can escape, and he's going straight for the probes. Probes are running. Probes are not running. He's boxing in the Firebat. Alright, that's a great move. Great move there from Roof. He's making another Firebat. The audacity of this guy. Just simply make another Firebat and have a second go at it. The cannon there in the back is finishing up. But Templars are also on the way. He'll try to break to the front there, but as for cannons, the setup from Roof is beautiful. Well, the Firebat there goes in. Firebat gets taken down. Firebat no longer a threat. And now we're looking at a situation where JH is pretty far behind on Roof. Because he decided basically to go for a cheese attempt at damaging Roof's economy and going for a very slow delayed command center. And usually that spells trouble for the Terran. Also, our Templars have finished on the middle, and they're pushing back against the Marines, and I don't see a single engineering bay anywhere from JH. He's getting a scan. Did he really forget his engineering bay? That's a very rare thing to happen. Is he gonna get killed by a simple Dark Templar? Dark Templar comes in, Dark Templar, did he scan? Oh no, he failed the scan? He failed the scan! There's two Dark Templars inside of his base and he doesn't have any detection. He's got the engineering bay on the bottom side on the way, but it goes down. He's killing his own scan to, well, basically build a new one because it's faster to build a new scan than to wait for energy. Because a new scan comes with 50 energy, but oh, JH completely messed up. This is not how I expected this game to go. This is basically a freak accident. You forgot the most important thing. Even players like JH sometimes forget the most important ingredient of their game plan. So that's gonna lead us to game number 3 between Roof and JH. Well, this one is a bit longer, so be prepared to keep sitting for a little while longer there as well. And let's hope my voice can keep holding on and holding up and keep delivering the commentary. Alright, red versus blue. Roof is on the red. Rodas there on the top, middle of the map. And JH there is on the blue Terran on the bottom left corner. So now the roles have reversed. We have Roof on the middle spawn location again, but this time around not next to JH. JH there on the bottom corner with a barracks opening on a supply. Roof is going for proxy mid-gate because he's on the middle location. And if you're in a middle location, proxy mid-gate is honestly a pretty good option. Distance to the middle is short, and if your opponent is also on the middle, the distance to the enemy is even shorter, but JH here is on the bottom corner, which means, or might imply, that things are not going to go Roof's way, because JH is pretty damn strong against proxy mid-gate build orders, specifically when he's on a corner spawn, where, in my experience, the success rate of a proxy mid-gate is lower than against a middle spawn. Triple gateway there on the middle, and we've got 2 barracks, 3 barracks there on the way from JH. The first one is finishing up very soon, and the Marine is on the way there. So, yeah, everything is in place for JH to defend against a proxy mid-gate. But who knows? Who knows, maybe Roof is gonna surprise me by actually pulling off a successful proxy mid-gate against JH, which is a rare thing to behold. JH always manages to do very well, so scouting has commenced. Roof actually finding JH on one of the very last spawning locations. But he finds him, and the Zealots are on the way. The Zealots have spawned, Zealots are going to try to sneak into the base. Probe gets taken down. That's actually quite unfortunate for RooF. Because RooF needs, I think and believe, 2 probes. They're inside of JH's base to get a cannon push going. That's the idea. Though he starts pretty damn far away there. Cannons are starting pretty damn far away, and the bunkers are coming up there for JH to keep the Zealots away. Zealots are being chased down by the Marines. Gonna try to sneak and walk around. 1 on the left, 2 on the right. The 2 on the right are gonna kill Marines or go for SCVs. He's gonna kill Marines. Oh, he's gonna try to sneak away, sneak out there from the bottom side, but it's actually walled off. He can't get out. That Zealot is forsaken, and he loses his first Zealot without actually getting any results. Zealots are on the right though, coming in from the right, but they can't go in because the Michael there is on point from JH. He's dancing towards the bunker. Zealots want to fight at the bunker, but he's gonna go in for the attack. Nonetheless, he's getting a pretty good attack there. Kills a lot of Zealots there, a lot of Marines there, and doesn't lose any of his Zealots. More Zealots are on the way there from the middle. 1 Zealot there in the back, so he's gonna try to kill an SV, but he doesn't seem to be able to do so. Pylon is finished there in the back and in the front. He'll try to push those Marines away from the pylons and from the cannons and keep this thing going. He's going to try to kills the SV there on the academy, but he loses all of his Zealots there on the bottom side. Still does kill 2 more SCVs, but that was not a good exchange. Because now he doesn't have the amount of units required to keep those Marines away from the cannon. If he had waited for the cannon to finish... Oh, it's finished. It finished just in time. Zealot in the back, Zealots in the front, and RooF pushes him back, but he did lose the pylon. He did lose pylon number 2, and I think RooF is starting to realize that something is not going as planned, so he's starting to progress his tech towards Dark Templars back at home and getting a second Nexus as well. Things aren't going as he intended. He wanted to push, but instead he couldn't push. He walked into a brick wall, and neither of these players were an unmovable force or an unmovable object. Unstoppable force or an unmovable object. Which one wins? Not too sure, because we're still too early into the match. He's still harassing. We don't have a second command center from JH yet, but both players are somewhat on equal footing for now. We're gonna go for the academy. Forces the Zealots away from the academy. Stimmus finished. Kind of range as well. Zealots are pulling out. But more Zealots are coming in from the left side. Trying to... Oh, the blockade there with this one. The blockade was so on point. But once again, he goes from the bottom right. So it's left, right, left, right. Left side, right side. That's how he's going at this. But we might have Dark Templars coming in very soon, because I do see a Templars Archives. They're finishing up there inside the base of RooF, which might mean that Dark Templars are going to get queued up there in the middle, although we can only afford 1 of them at the moment. He's not going for number 2 or number 3. Oh, there's number 2. But JH here has an engineering grid. He doesn't have turrets yet, but he's successfully repelling RooF from his base. And he's moving into the middle. Kills the probe there as well. No scan is added on just yet. Dark Templars are spawning just in time to keep the Marines away from the middle. He's going to try to get the pylon, but I think the pylon won't be in time. He gets the Dark Templar out there, and he's building 2 more pylons to repower the gateways to finish the other Dark Templars. So now the Marines are pulling back to their base. There's a turret there coming up in the front. Will finish up just in time. Starting a wall there as well. Turret, come on, finish up. Turret finishes up. Dark Templars are on the chase. Marines are entering the base, and they're safe. But now... Oh, wait. Ooh, he loses 1 of them. Okay, so for now, we have JH locked into his base because those Dark Templars are preventing him to leave. He does have a scan finished there, but he wants to use the scan to get information on the base to see how far RooF has progressed. He does have 2 extra nexus, not just 1 extra nexus, but 2 extra nexuses to get his economy rolling. He's getting 4 gas at the same time. He's hotkeying his probes. He's getting shuttle speed and Templar Storm. And shuttles, of course, soon on the way as well. 1 is finished there in the front, and Templars are on the way too. Shuttle speed, Sonic Storms. The usual recipe. The proxy mid-gate didn't succeed, so now he's switching over to what he's really good at. storm shuttle drop. So though in the first game, the shuttle storm drops didn't quite have the effect that he wanted it to have, and now he's gonna try again. He's been consistently switching up his build order every single game to hopefully catch JH off guard somehow, somewhere, at some point in time. But JH so far hasn't dropped the ball yet. He might drop it soon, but he has been playing quite consistently. Also a double depot wall coming up there in the front to keep enemies out of his base. No bunkers there yet, but JH isn't afraid of Reavers at the moment, or of Templar Storms at the moment, because they might be coming in very soon, but they aren't coming in yet. So he knows that he can just go and play it calm and collected and build on his base and slowly get everything he needs. He's getting engineering base around the sides, he's getting upgrades from them as well. And once the level 1 attack upgrade is finished, he's going to lift that one up and hang it up onto the hill. This one is there to be hung up onto the hill before the other one. Got a tank up there coming in from the top side. Roof knows it's coming. He's going to try to take it down before the tank can shoot on the probes. It's going pretty far out. He's getting on top of the tank. Kills the tank. Beautifully played there by Roof. Stops it. Another dropship. They're already leaving once again. JH just loves using every single tank that spawns. Oh, drop is coming in from the bottom side there. As these are running away, Storm comes down. What does he storm? Kills 5 SCVs, not a lot. Kills another 6, 7, okay, killed about 9 in total. Pretty good hits, he got something done. Not massively something done, but he got a small something done, and a small something is better than a nothing something. But that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, so he's here hanging on the little right side. He's gonna go in. He's looking. He knows the rough layout of Roof's base, but Roof is not going to let himself get tank dropped again. He made more cannons this time around, he's getting even more of them, and he has some dragoons there as well, ready to snipe. He's responding to it, he sees it. Dropship is going to unload the tank, tank sieges up, tank doesn't get to fire a shot, so the probes are once again safe and sound. Roof learned his lesson, probes are still alive, the economy is still rolling. And we're looking at 48 SCVs against 76 probes in the favor of Roof. Although JH here is adding on 2 more command centers for a total of 4 of them. Still only on 2 factories, second starport being added on. But I foresee him in the next 2 or 3 minutes. He's going to fill out his base completely and max out. And that is when JH becomes a very scary individual. Because he can throw you a lot of different curveballs, a lot of different strategies, a lot of different tactics that you might not be always be capable of dealing with. But maybe Roof has it in the bag. Maybe Roof's got all the skills he needs to put up a great fight against JH. Drop comes in from the left side, middle right side actually. Templars are reloading, Storm's on a lot of different things. You're gonna kill as many things as he can. There's a lot of dead Marines there, but Templars couldn't hit SCVs there in the back. He couldn't get close enough. I think he started loading his Templars a little bit too early. He was hoping that he could reach the command center, reach the SCVs and storm those SCVs to death, but instead he kills some auto units. But because that drop didn't get the results that he wanted, he's gonna have to give JH more time to recover and build and become a real menacing threat. So he's going for carriers this time, I believe. He's getting a lot of Stargates, getting Fleet Beacon as well, although I'm not sure where the Fleet Beacon is located. It's hard to find. There it is. His base kind of looks like a mess, but it's also very organized at the same time. It's a weird base, I gotta say. Getting air armor, air weapon. Air weapon usually indicates carriers, because otherwise you wouldn't get air weapon in a PvT, so carriers are definitely on the menu. He's also loading up more shuttle drops there to go and attack and deal some damage. But JH has a lot of Valkyries prepared. He's getting even more of them in the near future to fight back against those shuttles. And the carriers as well. This is actually a very good move there. Putting some Reavers up there in the front to kill some depots, to kill some bunkers, and to annoy and harass JH. He's just being very calmly building, so at least he gets something done. It's not much, but it's 4 depots down, which means that JH is going to have to build 4 more depots to get himself unsupply stuck. He's adding on so many starports now, adding on so many factories. JH is starting to rev up the engine. He's starting to get rolling, and I am afraid for RooF here, but he comes in with the top side, he flies straight into the Valkyries. He's unloading before the Valkyries can kill the shuttles there, though. Storms the Valkyries, a lot of units are in the top corner, but the units are pretty much walled in by the starports in the engineering base. It's going to be difficult to actually kill stuff with those units. He kills the Valkyries, though, kills the turrets on the top corner. Marines are coming in as well. Marines are dodging the storm. Beautifully done, but he still gets stormed anyway. But in the end, the tanks clear up the units. And I don't think JH cares too much about losing all those Marines. He does care about losing those Valkyries, because his Valkyries were his main defense against shuttles. But another shuttle drop isn't coming in just yet. RooF is building and building and focusing on storming Marines here, but actually this might have helped JH out. Now there's a very big concern I'm having here, and that's Voss has 88 SCVs and RooF has 107 probes. He's got way too many probes. Way too many probes. And by way too many, I mean about 30 or 40 too many probes. I mean, he's got a lot of money coming in, but he doesn't need this many probes. And as a result, his army is very small, drops into the top side there, but flies into Marines, flies into Valkyries, starts to low Templar storms. Alright, Templar still gets almost all of the Marines, and the Marines are getting taken down by the Zealots, and Zealots are going to take down the turrets on the top side. Full attack happening at the same time as well. Dragoon's going to try to take down those bunkers there. Tanks behind the bunkers are going to ruin the party. So he's going to set up pylons on the sides, and with those pylons, he's going to set up cannons on the sides, and perhaps even shield batteries. But this is a classic JH game where he's playing very defensively. He was forced to at the start, but now he no longer has to, but he's still playing very defensive. He's just building slowly and comfortably with great attention to detail and focusing on defending and not losing anything that is important to him. SCVs and structures. He doesn't really care about those Marines or those tanks or the Valkyries. Of course, he'd rather not lose them, but they're all replaceable, and that's what matters to him. He can easily replace all those tanks and Valkyries and Marines, even though he's only on 5 finished factories and 5 finished starports. He's maxed out. RooF is preparing himself for another attack there from the side. 106 probes. He's got way too many, and he's getting richer. But I do feel he's going to throw away about 24 or at least 12 sometime in the near future. Comes from the bottom side. Valkyries are responding. Valkyries might be a little bit too late because he's alone there at the bottom corner. Although, looks like the Reavers are going to take it down there by the tanks. But the Reavers are going to try to kill the armories before the upgrades finish. Gets 2 of them, but the Marines and tanks are coming down to the bottom side to stop basically the loss of any more depots and armories. So in the end, he does slow down the upgrades from JH there, which does give him an upgrade advantage, but oh, almost lost his own SCVs there to a tank shot. Almost. One more tank shot and he would have lost a lot of SCVs there to his own tank. So smart little play there from RooF to use that one Zealot there. Right, so this is about 12 probes. Only 12 though. Well, no, it's 24. You killed 24 probes. So now he's an 84. Still a lot of probes. But it does give him a lot more army size. Carriers are finishing up there on the top side of his base. JH is done with waiting. He's moving out. He's going for the attack. He wants to end this before the carriers become a real threat to deal with. We've got an Arbiter on the way there as well. Our Templars are on the way too. And so is Stasis and Disruption Web. Although I don't see a single Courser on the map for RooF, so the Disruption Web is not going to be utilized anytime soon. Alright, so he comes into the front door. There's nothing to protect his front door. That's really odd there from RooF. Don't see this often that a player just has no frontal defense, but the carriers are coming in to take over the role of the defense. Dark Templars coming in as well. They're from the side. Marines are going down very quick. Scans the Dark Templars, but the Dark Templars still killing a bunch of those tanks. Tanks are rolling up further and further into the base. He's going to try to kill the probes, but he's too far away. He's not going to hit the probes. He's not going to hit the probes. A little bit too far away. The effort is great, though, but he couldn't make it count. So now we're looking at about 12 carriers in total. That's a lot of carriers we got here to fight with. The Valkyries are hitting the carriers there pretty hard. Let's make a nice little... never mind, let's make this move up later. Yeah, he's trying to break through. Carriers are hanging there in the back. He's waiting for interceptors to finish. Also, of course... Yeah, he just needs more carriers, more... Ooh, he's got Corsairs on the way anyway. But we had some Zealots spawning. And the Zealots took down the tanks and the Marines. And now the Valkyries are the only thing that's left there in the base. And he's either going to pull them back or he's going to attack. He's going to attack. So carriers against Valkyries here. One vessel went down, one carrier went down, but the Valkyries with their inferior upgrades don't pose much of a threat there for RooF. Although now the upgrades are catching up soon though. Level 1 attack on the tanks, level 1 armor and weapon for both air and tanks are on the way and finishing up, but RooF is already, I believe, on level 2-2, and they've got level 3-3 on the way. Now JH has set his sights on the shield battery base there on the middle left of the map. Carriers aren't really prepared to fight back yet because they gotta restore their shields first, which is the entire purpose of the masked shield battery there on the side, is a hit and run tactic. The carriers go in. Once the shields are gone, he leaves and he repairs the shields and he goes back in. It's basically a very, very long and durable carrier strategy. So he takes down the Valkyries with his Corsairs, which is why Corsairs are so amazing against Terran. Underutilized in the Western scene, but so well used in the Korean scene. Valkyries hanging in the back, trying to fight back, but no, the carriers are being supported by the Corsairs, and the Corsairs take down the Valkyries pretty well, though the Corsairs have all gone down, and the carriers are going for the command center there on the back side and the bottom side. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it for sure. There's no way this one is gonna stay alive, although he starts repairing. It goes down in the end, right as the carriers are going down at the same time as well, but now we've got a push happening at the same time. Dark Templars are finishing up though at the same time as well to defend. He scans, but he doesn't have enough units to kill the Dark Templars in the blink of an eye, so the Dark Templars are going to kill some stuff there. Ooh, the Dark Templars are doing more than they should with their 1-2-2 upgrades, and there's no scan left for JH there, so the tanks are rolling into their death. Successful defense there by RooF. He's now throwing up mass cannons as well. RooF is surprising me here. He's keeping up with JH really, really well. He hasn't really killed any massive amounts of SCVs, but at least he got the command center there. Though we do have an overabundance of command centers there hanging in the base from JH. But he's preparing himself for a long fight, a long defense, and of course an eventual victory against RooF's carriers. Carriers are on the way, 11 of them in total. We've got Templars here in the base as well to defend against the tanks, the Marines, and the Goliaths. Although I do believe the barracks have all been lifted up for vision on the side, so no more bio coming in. Marines are being thrown away, being fed into the blades of the Dark Templars. Zealots are coming in from the left side there, right side I mean. And they're entering the choke point there to at least hold back JH's units. RooF now in 69 probes. He's killed a lot of his probes to open up supply space. You really have to be noticing that he simply had way too many probes. So now we count 11 carriers. We have one more on the way for number 12. Got a shuttle drop there also prepared on the right side. Left side leaving the base. 4, 5 Corsairs and 1 shuttle. But JH there rolling into the middle, setting up shop, gonna build turrets outside of the knowledge of RooF. RooF doesn't know turrets are being built there on the middle, but RooF is spotting out tanks. Spawning out the tanks, of course, is going to give away that there's turrets being built there, but now we've got a drop there coming in from the top as well. Disruption webs there on The turrets allows the shuttle to fly through. SCVs are running away to safety, but he's storming the SCVs really, really well. But he doesn't kill that many. Still 78 left. So that's a pretty good pull there. It did go down from about 68 to 78, but he doesn't care. 78 SCVs as a Terran is plenty enough. And now we've got a very strong pushing force there, ready to break into Roof's base. More Dark Templars coming in from the left side there. Right side, I mean. Left side, right side. Whichever side it is. Dark Templars are coming in, but the turrets that he built there are detecting them and making life easy on him. We've got the... Oh, did this Arbiter get EMP'd? It got EMP'd. He couldn't get those Valkyries locked up in stasis. But the Corsairs are coming in to take care of the Valkyries nonetheless. Anyway, as the Interceptors are taking the fire from all the turrets, the Goliath, the Valkyries, and allowing the Corsairs to clean up the Valkyries with ease, and the Goliaths are cleaned up as well. And now we have Roof pushing back into the middle, ready to take back control of the game. GH there is doing his best to keep up, doing his best to hold the line. He's holding the line for now. Although Roof goes right back in, he knows he's got a chance to do this. There's only 4 Goliaths there and about 3 or 4, maybe 5 turrets. This is not really posing a threat to him. Roof is not facing a threat. That's for sure, because he's got fully upgraded air units. 3 upgrades. JH on level 1, 2, soon to be on level 2, 3. He's working on it. He's working on it really hard. There's one Dark Templar there on the low ground. Gets attacked by a turret. Goes down eventually. But the damage has been done. Tanks have been taken down. Tanks are unsieging, trying to escape. But no, it is inevitable. It is inevitable. We have more Valkyries around the middle, ready to fight back and buy some time. But he's pushing relentlessly. The carriers are just too damn strong with their upgrades against those under upgrade. Oh wait, he got 3 upgrades on the air there. His upgrades have caught up. Roof had the upgrade advantage for a small amount of time, but now the game has been evened up. These tanks there on the left side have cleared out the proxy shield battery base, so there's no shield battery spammage and usage. Oh, he dropped him. Oh no, I missed the drop. He did drop him. Alright, he dropped him. He's down to 30 SCV. He's got no money left in the tank whatsoever. And he hasn't noticed yet. He's starting to notice right about now as he's rebuilding his SCVs and putting them back on the money. Putting them back on the minerals. That was so well timed that I didn't even notice the drop happening. Really well played there from Roof. Gets in. Punishes JH. And JH now left to lick his wounds of a completely broken and torn down economy. How is he gonna recover? The chances of recovery are shrinking by the minute because Roof, well, to be honest, why is Roof not attacking? Does he really want his shields back up and running? So instead of proxying his shield battery, he's now building them back home. But the distance from the enemy base and his own base is pretty significant, and that did give JH just enough time to build up from 30 SCVs all the way up to 52. So he's gonna be at a healthy amount of SCVs very soon. His economy will be healthy then too. Got Goliath, got Valkyries, a lot of Valkyries to defend. And Zealots coming in from the front door, but there's tanks. Oh wait, the Zealots actually aren't facing much opposition, so he's gonna kill some stuff and distract it in the front. An Arbiter there gets the stages on only 2 Falcons, but the shuttle drop comes in, shuttle comes in, shuttle's getting focused down, shuttle is gonna survive, Templar arrives on the scene, 2 Templars arrive, 2 Templars are low, 2 Templars storm, and he's down to 51 SCVs from about 70. But well, he's still got 54 now, so he's still in a pretty good spot, but he of course would rather have not have that storm hit his SCVs, because at this point, any advantage gained by Roof is potential loss of the game. He doesn't want to lose, that's for sure. But JH is still in the game. So new shield batteries coming up there on the left side. More Corsairs being built to take down Valkyries, but the Valkyrie count is really, really high here. We see about how many is this? How many is this? Oh, yeah, I gotta control click. I gotta use my mouse instead of my touchpad. Alright, so mouse. Yeah, this is about 14, 15, 16 Valkyries. 20 Valkyries. Not sure, but that's a very high amount of Valkyries. He's gonna be very... Well, it's gonna be very well, is he gonna be happy defending this? Because the Corsairs are coming in, the Corsairs are not getting attacked, the Corsairs are taking down the Valkyries one by one. Although the Valkyries took down the Corsairs way faster. The carriers are getting EMP'd, forced away, forced back towards his... Oh, the damage there from... So the nice thing there is that the EMP takes away the shields, and then the Valkyrie rockets take down the HP. But RooF managed to refresh his shields, goes back in with the Arbiter, gets a massive stasis down there. That's a lot of his units locked up in stasis. And drop comes in, he's a little bit late with the response. Oh no, SVs are running away. He got 2 storms there, 2 storms, he gets a pretty big hit there. Well, not the biggest hit, but still a pretty good hit. He disrupts JH's economy and kills about 10 or so SCVs, which he rather would have kept alive. The Valkyries have once again returned to their shield battery friends to get batteried up. With the shields repowered, he's ready to end this. But is JH going to pull off a miracle? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The game is looking very good for RooF here. Every single time the carries attack, he gets a drop in there, and he manages to land. And he's building another proxy base on the other side, on the left side. So top side, left side, 2 proxy bases with shield batteries. It is going to diversify the options he has by allowing him to attack from 2 directions with the exact same setup. Diversity might just break JH. Because JH has way too many Valkyries. We just need a couple more Arbiters to lock them up. Or maybe he's going to go for Valkyries to... Corsairs to kill the Valkyries. But Goliaths coming from the bottom side there. Goliaths are target firing on the carriers, whereas the Valkyries are just shooting on the interceptors. But a drop comes in there at the same time as well. JH kills the shuttles, but now there's Templars there ready to kill. Oh no, the Templars are storming the Valkyries. He's losing a lot of his Valkyries to the storms. So even though the drop was intended to go for the SCVs, he still gets a lot done there. A lot of damage dealt to the Valkyries there. I can't select them all with my mousepad. Alright, so yeah, a lot of damage to the Valkyries there. He has to rebuild them all, which is very expensive. You can notice he is not really well equipped to be dealing with spending that much money. More Corsairs coming in. Corsairs are killing the Corsairs are killing the Valkyries, and this time around the Valkyries are low HP, so the Corsairs are having a very easy job doing it. But in the end, the amount of Valkyries is still very high, so even though he kills a lot of them, the Corsairs still go down. But RooF is doing this very nicely, very abusively. He pushes in, sacrifices his Corsairs to kill some Valkyries, and repairs the shields of the carriers, and then goes right back in. Another Corsair against Valkyrie fight there. Corsairs are winning the exchange, pushing back the Valkyries. The Valkyries are so strong. It takes a while for them to go down. The Goliaths on the low ground are helping. He's repairing the Valkyries as well. Attention to detail might make the difference. Goes in once again. Shuttle is a little bit far up ahead. Shuttle flies into Valkyries, but the shuttle goes down. Carriers didn't manage to escort the shuttle into the base. But my prognosis at the moment is things aren't looking pretty for JH. The carriers are not struggling, but JH is struggling to defend. I mean, he's successfully defending every single time except for a couple drops that make their way through and kill some SCVs, or the Valkyries that are going down to the Corsairs, or the turrets that are going down to the top side. He is staying alive. He's staying alive. He's not allowed to think of offensive options. The Templar reloads, Templar storms on the SCVs, and that's a massive, massive hit there. That's a great hit. Goes down from 84 to 60. That is going to hurt his economy way more than anything so far. Although he kills all the Corsairs once again. Dark Temple there in the front, hammering away at the bunkers. Gets killed there though. With more Valkyries there on the way, but he's having trouble affording it. More Corsairs flying from the base. Arbiters and shuttles. Corsairs are no longer on the menu. He's still making a couple of them, but mostly to escort those shuttles in. Or maybe... Okay, he's still making a lot of Corsairs. I'm wrong. I'm definitely wrong on that one. The triple Arbiter. A lot of Corsairs. A lot of Corsairs. Arbiters coming in. Gonna get the stasis on the Valkyries. Valkyries not being split up. We get a lot of those Valkyries locked up in stasis. He has a third one. Drop comes in at the same time as well. Drop flies in from the left side. Gonna try to take it down there with the two Valkyries, but the two shuttles make their way through. Temples are on the low ground. Temples are storming. Temples are getting massive storms down to 48 SCVs. His money is down the drain. Ooh, this is painful. The Corsairs are killing the Valkyries there as well. Takes down the tank there with one Zealot. Zealot is on the chase there. Now the carriers are pushing through as well because there's no opposition left. And JH can't afford any more opposition. Another Arbiter comes in. He's going to extend the stasis. Once those Valkyries leave the stasis, he's going to throw down another stasis and keep them locked up. He locks them up once again. Though he doesn't have energy for one more. But this is enough. This is enough. The Corsairs coming in. The Valkyries, the carriers. This whole combination of Arbiter, Carrier, Arbiter, Carrier, Corsair from RooF. It's just too much to handle for JH. JH just can't keep up. He can't keep up. And it's working. It's working. Although, it's a very slow burn. It's a slow burn. But the burn is happening. Once again, loads of Templar. JH running away, but he gets stormed once again. Two Templars on the scene. Two Templars storming. This one time around, he really gets the money shot. And JH knows it's over with only 23 SCVs left and facing a maxed out Protoss with carriers, Corsairs, and everything you can imagine here hanging inside of his base and wreaking havoc. So really well played there from RooF. JH couldn't keep up in the end, made some small minor mistakes after a very long, well played defense, and RooF comes out on top. As the name implies. He comes out on top. The rooftop. That leaves us with one more game. Game number 4. Or is there a game number 5? Well, let's see what's going to happen here. I mean, this is the last game. You already know by the video length. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen? We've got JH on the blue Terran, right next to RooF on the red Protoss. RooF has played a pretty good Protoss in the last 2 games. JH played a very good defense in the first one, but RooF gave up a little bit too early. He didn't really want to play out the game in the first match, but this time around, the last 2 games, he's played them out and played them out to great success. Really put the pressure up on JH's heels, and JH had to keel because he couldn't keep up. He had to yield. Does it keel? Yes, it does. Alright, so RooF here on the corner, which of course means Nexus first, whereas JH here on the middle spawn, which of course means barracks first, into another barracks, into what could be a lot of different options afterwards. You can go for Academy, you can go for Command Centers, you can go for very fast factory, you can go for another barracks, or 4 barracks, although that's very rarely seen. Although here he finds RooF on his first scouting attempt, and there's no cannons there yet. RooF pulls his probes in response. He knows he's got to do this. He knows he has to fight back with the probes there. 2 cannons are on the way. But the Marine is also on the way. Another Marine there also has spawned. He's only going for 2 barracks into a refinery. He has a surround there on the Marine. 1 probe goes down. SVD stays alive, runs away just in time. Yeah, a probe for a Marine. I'd say that's worth it for JH because he managed to keep 4 probes from mining and killed 1 of them. So that is a lot of lost mining time there on those 4 probes. For RooF, as the worker count is now even, despite starting out with a Nexus first. Next, command center coming down there for JH. This time around, JH is not playing at low economy. He's going to go for the high economy Terran dual order. But he might not go for his third command center. He might just stay on 2 of them. Because he's already mining gas, which might imply he's going for an academy or a factory. It's factory. He's going for a fast factory. He wants to push in through the front door. And also, RooF learned from the firebat lesson from game number 2. Now he's getting vision up on his sides just to make sure that he's not getting blindsided by potential firebat attack. I mean, it never hit him though, but you never know. You never know if it will hit. Because the moment you drop your guard, and aren't diligently covering every single defensive option, the opponent comes in and sweeps you off your feet and throws you down a ravine. Which is of course not really fun. It's not fun to be thrown into a ravine. Usually that doesn't end too well for most people. So Robo is on the way. Is that a start? That's a very fast starport there from RooF. He's going for a very fast tank drop. He's going to try to catch RooF off guard. JH there playing with fire because he's basically reducing the amount of defensive marines he has to the absolute minimum by not making any marines at all. Whereas RooF has dragoons with range on the way, so RooF is actually going for a strategy that just perfectly fits into Voss's strategy. Voss is playing with a low army, and RooF is going for a strong army attack with dragoons, followed up by reavers. This might get ugly. He does have the siege, the tank and the siege mode finished up, I believe. Or maybe he has no siege. He's got no siege mode. Ooh, that's bad news. No siege mode. The bunkers on the way. The tank is getting focused. No, he's not focusing on the tank. He's focusing on the SCV. Dragoons are stuttering back, stuttering away, killing as many things as they can. The tank there has to stay out of range. The tank stays alive. The tank can actually get repaired. Marines are trying to buy time, but there's no bunkers to put them into, so he's buying time for nothing at all. Dragoons are growing in number. Shield is on the way. Reavers will soon be on the way as well. The support bay is only now on the way. So the support bay is a little bit late from RooF, but RooF is making his dragoons count. He's making them count, he's making them work, and they're working hard in getting results. He's repairing the bunker. Oh, the bunker repair was a little bit too late as the dragoon goes down. The bunker goes down, but he manages to, oh no, more dragoons are on the way, coming in, gonna kill any and all marines he finds, but the tank sieges up, siege mode finishes just in time, and he forces and scares the dragoons to return back to base. Very close call there. Very, very close call. But RooF is up to no good because he's flying the shells over the wall, the dragoons over the wall, and he's gonna keep putting them into the base. 2 by 2, flying them over the hill until the reavers finish, and then he's got reavers and dragoons inside JH's base, and JH has noticed. JH has noticed that it's happening. He's noticed that it's happening. Goes in with the Marines, but more dragoons arriving on the scene. Marines are too weak to fight back. He has to pull a tank very quick. There's a tank there up on the hill though. That's going to make it easier to defend, but the dragoons are already on the minerals, and he gets the siege tank up there. He's going to attack the Marines, going to attack everything he sees. There's only one tank there in the back. He's got, as if he's repairing it, oh, he goes down before I can click on it. Now the shuttle with a double reaver comes in for the bottom side as well. The dragoons are there hammering away. Wraith is trying to stop the shuttle, but the shuttle is already inside the base. RooF is shooting on the SCVs. SCVs are running away to safety. SCVs are going down. Only 25 left alive. Only 22 left alive. Oh, this strategy from RooF is beautiful, but it kind of got played into by JH. But it's working. It's working really, really well. Reaver in the backside there. Reaver. Oh, this is getting too ugly to look, to watch. 37 supply. Reaver shuttle micro happening at the same time as well. 18 34 supply. One more tank there goes down. He's got nothing left to defend except some SCVs and some units in production. The Reavers are just hanging there, killing stuff. 34 probes, 34 minerals. Tank drop didn't succeed, and RooF comes out on top with a very beautifully executed strategy. Although I did say before, Voss kind of helped him, not on purpose, but he kind of helped him with his build order, and things just went south. So that's for today. Hope you enjoyed it. It was RJB for RJB TV. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next time around. Hope you are as excited about the next video as I am. Have a good day, good luck, have fun.